It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Hi guys, it's MX Style, and in this video we'll be talking about all the money mistakes that you should avoid when you're in your 20s or even in your early teens. So the first one is unnecessary student debt. What do I mean by this? Let's say you've studied Harry Potter. Yes, that's actually a degree. Where are the career prospects for studying Harry Potter? There's none. If you're going to go to university and pay £9,000 a year, then you need to make sure that there's at least career prospects ahead. So when I was around, well, from 19 to 21, I spent way too much money on takeaways. I would spend around £800 a year on takeaways. So that's what, like 65 quid roughly a year on takeaways. And yeah, I know what you're wondering. How on earth are you so skinny? I don't know, guys. It's my metabolism, that's what can I say? Basically, I wasn't good with my money. I used to work in the city, and when I got my first big paycheck from my office job in the city, every day I was eating out, spending at least minimum of £5 a day on my lunch, and then I would still have other expenses like bills and etc. So don't repeat after me. What I would suggest, eat food from home, and then maybe once a week on a Friday or whenever you like, go out with your colleagues to indulge in some nice food basically. But don't do it every day, because on top of every day takeaways, I would actually go home to have takeaway as well. Yes, I was addicted to takeaway. It was bad, but I'm all better now, so no need to worry about that. The next money mistake that you should avoid making is buying a car. So when I say buying a car, I mean actually, overspending on a car and buying like a luxury car that you can't afford. So realistically, you'd want to spend at max 10 to 15% of your take-home salary on your car. So this is, insurance, road tax, petrol, you name it, all the other maintenance things. You'd want to spend maximum 15% of your annual income. A car is a depreciating asset, so every year you're losing money on it. Another thing I'd avoid as well is actually leasing cars. Leasing cars, you're tied in, you're spending a lot of money, you don't know what your future is going to look like. So what I would recommend is just buying a simple car, something like not an old banger, but a decent car. You can still use it for a decent amount of time, and you don't have to spend too much money on insurance or petrol or anything like that. It's just low maintenance and it gets you from A to B. That's all you need. Can be a bit stylish, but it's not the main focus here. The main focus is to not spend your money. Overspending on credit cards. So a credit card it should be used for money that you already have, and rather than buying, let's say, the latest Louis Vuitton bag with your credit card and then struggling to pay it off, you should use your credit card to pay for things like household groceries, utility bills, things that you already have the money for, but you're gonna pay for anyway. So this enables you to claim rewards that the credit cards may be offering, and that's a really beneficial way of actually using the credit card, as opposed to over borrowing money that you don't have and then struggling to pay it back. Because if you do this over several cards, then you will damage your credit score and it will severely affect you. So do not overspend on your credit cards. You want to be spending at max 25% of your credit limit. This is the last money mistake that you should not be making, and this is lifestyle inflation. So what is lifestyle inflation, you may be asking? Basically, when you're broke, you're on this level, then you get a new job, you get some new money, you're basically on this level now, so you think that you can afford more and you start to overspend. But rather than renting a simple apartment, you'll spend £2,000 on an apartment that you can't really afford. Going on holidays every so often, you don't have any savings in the bank at all. You're eating large, the takeaways, as I mentioned, although this is slightly separate, you're overspending on general shopping. So rather than sometimes buying the own brand supermarket food, you're buying premium stuff like Green Giant, and just simple small things like this. And these add up. These small details add up. So what you'd want to be doing is budgeting. So there's many different apps and different companies that you can go to. I use Monzo, so they allow me to track the money that I've spent on my bank account, and I can see I've spent too much here, I need to reassess and adjust for next month, whatever. I have a budget, and I don't go over my budget. I have a lunch budget. it's all sorted basically. The only thing I need to work on is my savings. But you really need to budget in order to, you know, not overinflate your lifestyle and have your money put aside. When you're in your 20s, you want to be investing as much as you can. In our 20s, we can take advantage of compound interest. And what is compound interest? To simply explain it, it's basically in cartoons, you know, you see a snowball going down a mountain or whatever, and every so often it gets a bit bigger and a bit bigger and a bit bigger. That's what compound interest is. So you put in money every month, is that snowball rolling down the hill essentially. So the more you put money in every month, then the more interest you earn. The more and more interest you earn, and then that interest earns you interest, and that interest earns you interest, and so on. That's been money mistakes that you should avoid in your 20s. I really hope you found this video helpful and not too generic. If you have found it helpful, then hit the like button, hit subscribe. You know, I've just started my YouTube channel, so all the support is appreciated. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for more videos. Alright guys, I'm out.